Invermallie is the last remaining building of what was once a community of 21 homes that stood by the banks of Loch Arkaig at the time of Culloden. The original black house that stood here burned down, and the current structure was built in 1776 by the tackman Alexander V of Invermallie. It was grander than the other homes in the settlement, even as the one-storey crook house it was then. As a tackman, Alexander worked for Lochiel, the chief of the Clan Cameron at Achnacarry, collecting rent as well as support for Lochiel. His rank didn't protect him in 1804 when he and his wife Elizabeth were evicted during the Highland clearances, but it did afford his children a better future than many as they scattered across Scotland and across the globe. His daughter Jean reported that her brothers were sent forth into the world with such portions as enabled them by their own industry to acquire considerable fortunes. One had purchased an estate in Suriname, another was a lieutenant in a sloop of war who had gained £3,000 prize money, the rest had done well in the West Indies. Her sister was married to one of the most respectable merchants in Inverness. Alexander and Elizabeth left to Ardgour, and Alexander died in Fort William in reduced circumstances in 1831. He is buried in Kilmallie Cemetery, with his gravestone built 12 years later by a grandson he never met returning from Suriname. The house became a stalker's home as the estate it was part of began to offer red deer hunting for wealthier visitors. The curved timber frames that had made up the crux of the house were sawn off in the mid-1800s, the remnants of which can still be seen embedded in the walls, and an upper floor was built along with a new roof. Godsall Middleton painted the house in 1858, with Lord Malmesbury, the 3rd Earl of Malmesbury, centre on his horse above his pile of curving trophies. Invermallie remained a stalker's residence until 1966. It was derelict when Hamish Brown passed through on his Munro epic a decade later, and was taken on as a Bothy by the Mountain Bothies Association in 1981. A memorial plaque was placed inside in 1998, remembering Alistair Morris, the late head stalker of Achnacarry Estate, and a friend of both Invermallie and the Mountain Bothies Association.